Hi everyone, you've got Britt and Bailey here. We are doing our live reaction tonight to season 2. Oh gosh, what are we on? Episode 3 now, I think? Yes?
Wow, look at us.
Yeah, episode 3. So, with the title of which is Rules of Engagement.
Space law and policy. Yes, let's do it.
I bet you're right, Bailey. I bet that's like, yeah, you're spot on there, I bet. Yeah, so we're really excited. We're sort of like cruising through season 2. So far, I'm really loving it. Bailey, what do you think? Season 2 better than season 1 so far?
Actually, no, I love season 1. So season 2's been fun, but I'm curious to see where they take everything. I want the storyline. I want the, like, what are we actually doing with all these, like, different endings that we, like, you know, we all had our ideas of what the characters in season 1 were gonna, like, be, and now, honestly, they're all shattered. So I'm like, okay, so you broke things down, so what are we going to build up to now? I'm excited to see it.
Yeah, that's true, actually. That's a good point. Well, all right. Well, we have a lot to get through in season 2, so maybe I'll ask you that question once we're a little further through.
Once we see the development.
Yeah, exactly. But anyway, yeah, and as a quick recap, so we're really concerned about Molly and her radiation exposure. She continues to hide it, but it's sort of poking through, especially in like her anxieties and tensions with other characters. Also Gordo really struggling, really struggling. But we had Ed. Yeah, I'm worried for Gordo. I'm not gonna lie. I'm a little worried.
And Danny.
And Danny, right? Yes, because Ed just announced that Gordo and Danny would be returning to the Jamestown base on the moon together. So quite the reunion of sorts.
It's gonna be a wild ride.
Indeed.
Look at that, they have like roads. That's insane. Like, it's not actual roads, but it's things they've gone over so many times. It's like a road. It's like a civilization.
Confront the Soviets on the moon.
No, not confront. The president's not interested in a confrontation, but from what we can tell, the Russians don't have the ability to occupy the site continuously, so when they leave for the day, we move in.
Throw rocks at each other. I don't know.
Kick a little moon dust in their face. Just kidding.
That's one thing that sucks about space law.
The harder it's going to
is
be.
like how Earth law can affect space law.
Yeah.
To be used in the lunar environment. None of our
well, and also
astronauts
just
are
like
qualified
Earth
to
politics, right, in general.
I'll stick in the same thing.
Take U.S. and China for right now, you know?
Oof.
Disagree. Oh boy.
Right.
Oh boy, oh boy.
Strong disagree.
I don't want to agree with him. I'm trying to think of other solutions.
Well, yeah, okay, yeah. I mean, as present day would suggest, unfortunately, there's some truth to that.
I know.
Oh, Gordo.
Oh, Gordo. Oh, Tracy. We need to get these two back in love so they can align each other.
Yeah, like what? The two of them are... Oh my god, that's how I feel right now, pregnant. I'm like, come on.
I'm looking for Alita Rosales.
Yeah, that's me.
Oh no.
Look, if you're here...
Alita, it's Margot.
Oh no. Oh no.
So obviously Margot did not change her mind about taking in Alita.
No. I would stay in that. Are you kidding me? I would not come out.
Right, yeah. Oh boy.
Oh my gosh!
Oh wow.
It's an affirm, Houston. Lights have been a little finicky lately.
Oh, I just love like women's friendships, female power like friendships. I love it.
Yeah.
You just do me this favor and come get me,
Oh
Gordo.
no.
Oh boy.
Oh no. Oh Tracy. Oh. It's sad.
And
Dad.
he does it.
He's in love with her.
She knows how talented you are. And so do I.
I like this Davy.
You were born
As of right now, I like him.
You know you were.
Okay, shut up already. I'll do it.
Woo!
Hey.
And I made it.
Oof.
Do you think he went back to to the base to put it in? Do you think that's when the bug happened?
I don't know, because remember that scene where he was like, he woke up and the lights were kind of doing some weird stuff? Oh, but wait, no, because they said that that was like a signal from
headquarters. Yeah,
Yeah.
no.
So I don't
I feel like
know.
what happened was he went back, like, because he had his buggy or
How could
whatever.
he have gotten in?
I don't think there's like a
Maybe
security.
they don't lock the doors.
Yeah, there's no lock, man. Like.
Well, there was that scene where like he turned around and like looked at the hab, and we were like, uh-oh, you know. So maybe
It did foreshadow this. Yeah.
I don't know. I'm not sure what NASA knows about what happened between him and that cosmonaut.
Similar to Molly, right? Like, surprisingly, you can hide a lot up there.
Taxi's on its way, so.
I love Karen. I'm so glad at where she is now. Like,
she's really redeemed herself from like the beginning part of season 1.
She's who I wanted Tracy to be, honestly.
Yeah, I feel like she's evolved a lot.
The answer is no.
Dad, I get to have some say in this.
I said no. Okay, we're done here. End the story.
No. Ed, back
Edward,
up.
you need to... Enough!
I understand though why Karen got so upset. Like, you had a child die. Like, you should never say to your child, like, pack your bags and don't come back. Like, that's just something you don't say.
Now, whatever that was, we're not doing it anymore.
Lose you like
Shane.
Since when does Ed open up like this?
He doesn't. I'm like tearing up.
Shane.
I think it's good that he set that boundary with Tracy, though. That was a little ridiculous.
I agree. As painful as it was.
Yeah, I mean, she can't just be like showing up at his door and like makes it impossible for him to get over her.
Yeah, if she was respecting the boundary, I would say it's fair for her to have the key as the parent of the kids, right? But since she was abusing it, I agree.
Yeah. Oh dear.
Gordo's not ready for the moon.
No. That would be really distracting to sleep with, though, to be fair.
Yeah, I cover all my life.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh.
Yup. That was an intense one.
And there wasn't even any space stuff per se. Like.
No. So yeah, there wasn't it was mostly like interpersonal stuff for the most part this episode. Yeah, we're not really like, I mean, well, I guess there was a little bit of space stuff. Like they found the bug, you know.
Oh, that was big.
Yeah.
That's Cold War, and it actually makes me really happy that the Cold War never entered space per se, honestly. Like,
Yeah.
I'm glad that didn't happen in our timeline. Like,
yeah, I mean, I think that ultimately, I mean, I'm not terribly surprised, but I am disappointed because, as you know, I was like really wanting like Ed and that cosmonaut to be like, oh,
bonded.
like, yeah, like bonding, like I'll help you, you help me kind of thing. So the fact that it does appear that he kind of went back in and probably placed that bug is quite problematic. So yeah, that's disappointing.
And it makes you wonder if he was planning it from the beginning, right? Like, did he have to seek refugee, right? Like, was he like claiming that to take advantage of Ed, or, you know, was that just like something because the opportunity presented itself? Like,
yeah,
to have the bug on him, it almost seems like the whole thing from the beginning was staged, and Ed did the right thing from the beginning.
Yeah, I mean, well, yeah, I still feel like Ed. I don't think he was in the right frame of mind. Like obviously when he was doing a lot of
I agree.
I feel like he made a lot of mistakes. And obviously do not condone him having the guy pass out in the airlock. But yeah, I mean it does make you think if like, yeah, I think it was probably premeditated perhaps. So ooh, and then Tracy and Gordo, I just am like, I don't know what's going on with those two right now. I feel bad for Gordo because I feel like Tracy just like is still kind of like she's not detaching fully from him.
She's keeping him on the hook kind of deal. Yeah, like
yeah.
to come back to. And I mean, that's the thing is I totally want Tracy and Gordo to be together. I really do like them together. But at this moment in time, if they were to get together, it would not be good. Neither one of them would grow or heal the way they need to. And it would just, yeah, I want them to be together, but not right now. Like,
Yeah.
That's hard.
Honestly, both of them need to get their act together if they're going back to space. Like, it's not looking good for either of them right now.
I don't like either of them for the people they have become based off of who they were earlier. Like, I do not like them at all.
Yeah. How are we feeling about Ed and Karen right now?
I'm gonna cry, man. That was
intense.
And it's weird. The weirdest thing was that Karen and Ed I was like, that relationship is bad.
Yeah.
And Chase and Gordo have it going on, and now it's like Ed and Karen are really there for each other, and they're there for this new daughter, Kelly, and like, I don't know, it's like they really did kind of figure it out. And yeah, Ed's a little stoic still, and he won't really talk about his emotions, and it took him 9 years to open up about his son. But Karen and him seem really, really healthy together. They really seem like they're able to support each other.
Yeah. Yeah, well, it is interesting to see how these relationships kind of, shift around and like, at different points in time. It's very interesting to see. So, and then the whole Alita thing, like that's, whew. I mean, I'm glad she's taking the job. I mean, I don't blame her for being super angry at Margot. I mean, it's like she was just a kid, needed a place to live. Now, I don't know. I gotta hope that maybe Margot didn't realize that she truly had nowhere else to go. But I'm also really interested, like, what happened in those 9 years? You know what I mean?
Yeah, no, 100%. And I'm curious to see Margot. She admitted to feeling bad about it, right?
Yeah.
So I'm curious to how Margot's gonna. I don't even want to say make it up. Like, I think Margot is gonna have a chip on her shoulder about this, because Margot has a chip on her shoulder about everything, right?
That's true.
So
yeah.
this chip is gonna weigh pretty heavy on her.
And what about Alita's father?
Yeah, I'm curious as to what happened to him. Yeah.
So I feel like there's still like a lot of question marks. We didn't really see Molly in this episode at all.
Hope she's doing well.
Yeah,
Molly,
she's
doing well.
Yikes, yeah. Stay tuned on that. We didn't see it. We saw a little bit of Ellen, but not a ton. Obviously, we're now 3 episodes in. We haven't seen Pam, so
yeah, seems like they might have, Pam sold the business to Karen and just kind of left.
It does seem that way, yeah. So, so a lot has changed, a lot has happened.
It was more build up.
Yeah.
It was like there was some very heavy emotional stuff. Like the first one was like build up and like more of like a hey, look at this is where everyone's at now kind of deal. And this was a build up and like, okay, this is what people are actually dealing with, and this is the truth of where they're at now. So it'll be interesting to see where they take it from here.
Yeah, exactly. Yes, and we will see what political tensions continue to bubble over.
I forgot about that. This whole like Cold War thing in space, that is such an interesting dynamic of what is going to happen. How are they going to handle this? And they're using space as a pawn.
I know. Well, and then it's like, and then what are they going to do? Because obviously they talked about having a couple like Marines go and like basically just be stationed at the like mining site continuously, but it's sort of like, well, I think it's interesting that we're going to see what happens there. I also think it's really interesting that in the show, they like specifically pointed out that they're like, Reagan doesn't want to go through like the UN, which of course, we know, the really like the only governing body of law right now in space is like the Outer Space Treaty for the most part. Obviously some other subsequent documents, but that's the main one. And it's like, if you're not involving the UN and being transparent, feel like this isn't going to end well. I'm just saying.
I will say I was disappointed with how little space law there really was in that. The rules of engagement thing I think was a little misleading. And I do think where they're at right now, realistically, I do think other treaties and other agreements would have been drawn up by now. Like if we had actually gone that quickly, I think people would have been like, we need to have some boundaries. I don't think it would have just been the Outer Space Treaty from the beginning. I think we would have had something else, and they didn't even talk about something like that. So
yeah, that's a good point. Yeah, I think at the beginning we were definitely thinking this was going to be more like law and policy heavy, and then it really wasn't. So I don't know. Maybe we'll see more of that in future episodes, hopefully, because I find that really interesting. So, okay, well, that's a wrap on season 2, episode 3.
It was heavy. It was heavy, man. That was a big one. Woo!
So I'm really excited to watch episode 4 with you next time. And as always, thanks so much for your thoughts. and for watching along with me. And thanks everybody for joining us. We'll be back next week with episode 4 of season 2 of For All Mankind.
Bye, guys.
Bye.